This video is in response to a question from section 5.2 in our book. Chapter 5 in general is about probability, which is the likelihood of a random phenomenon or chance behavior to occur. So reading the question, a probability experiment is conducted with the sample space of the experiment given. So, and just as a reminder for vocabulary, a sample space means all possible outcomes of the experiment. So then we're given two different events. So in the first event, we end up with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in the second event, we end up with 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we're assuming that each of the outcomes is equally likely. So we want to list all of the outcomes for F or G. So probability of F or G. So there's a bunch of different rules for probability. And so we want to do the probability of F or G using the general addition rule. So the general addition rule basically says that I find the probability of the first one plus the probability of the second one and add them together. And if they're not what we call mutually exclusive, then I have to subtract the probability where they might both occur. So to write that down, so there's a couple of different ways to do it, but we're first going to go ahead and determine the all of the outcomes in F or G. So to first list the outcomes for F or G, that's going to be the set that includes everything in F and everything in G, but we don't want any repeats because remember we're going to subtract off where they overlap. So we already have 9 and 10, so that's our entire set. So the probability for getting F or G is just going to be how many, since there's an equal likelihood that each of them will occur, how many items do we have in F or G? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our probability is going to be 8 out of how many items are in the total set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we want to do that division on a calculator. And so it's 0.667. You got to round to the right number of places. And so it also asks to select which of the correct addition rules we're doing. And so since we have places where they overlap, we're using the addition rule where we take the probability of F plus the probability of G, and we subtract the probability where they overlap. And so if we were to do that in numbers, now that we've thought about this here, so the probability of F is count how many outcomes are in F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have out of 12. So probability of F is 6 out of 12, plus the probability of G is 4 out of 12, and then we subtract where they overlap, and they overlap with 9 and 10, so that's 2 out of 12. And so if we do that, 6 plus 4 is 10 minus 2. That gives us our 8 out of 12 that we got in the previous answer. So that's how that situation works, and you just need a simple calculator to do this problem. I hope that helps.